Hello, queens, kings, and non-binary royal beings. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing amazing. We have an Aries stellium right now. Do you guys feel that? Yo, it's hot. When I tell you that it's hot, I'm not talking about because there's a ring light. I'm not talking about because I have on this robe. I'm literally like, we're going to make this video quickly because I don't know where my silk robe is. And it's hot. Like the temperature, they're saying temperature by Sean Paul in my head. No, the temperature, it's warm. It's warm. Energetically speaking right now, it's really, really warm. But it's like this, God, how can we explain it? It's springtime, it's gestation. We're talking about the current transits. We are moving through the energy of an Aries new moon. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the moon has already technically moved into Taurus, but the energy is going to be relevant for like the next 3 days. And I really have to talk about this. And if you're finding this video in a week from now or in 3 years from now, then it's still relevant for you where you are. I don't know, listen and see. So Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, all in Aries. My compliments to the chef. The way that I feel, like, it's not like I feel like I'm high, but there's just kind of like, there's just this heat. There's just this heat, this passion, this fire. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Do you feel that? Okay, that energy is so perfect right now for your dreams, your goals, your desires. New moon in Aries is the perfect time for entrepreneurship. And we want to talk about some of the challenges that are going to be coming up for you. When we have the new moon in Aries, new moons are a time for new beginnings. So we had the full moon in Libra, right? The full moon in Libra was, we are releasing things that aren't resonating in terms of our relationships, right? So the full moon in Libra, that was about 2 weeks ago. That would have been the time. It was March 28th. That would have been around the time where you're like, okay, it's time for me to start releasing those relationships. It's time for me to start releasing relationships with people who aren't supporting me. On the other end, it's bringing this greater awareness to the fact that you need people. You need people to make your dream, to make your vision come true. You need people. This full moon in Libra a couple weeks ago really, really brought that to the forefront for us, where it was just kind of like, oh, fuck, like we are an interdependent species. And what that means is that we need to rely on other people. And currently we are an interdependent species living within a society and living within a culture that, glorifies, promotes, so on and so forth, the idea of independence and the idea of productivity over the idea and concept of feeling good, feeling supported, feeling loved and nurtured on the way to your goal, right? And that support, that love, that connection, that nurture is going to come through your relationships with other people. The example that I always give, I don't want to know about taxes. I don't want to know about tax. I don't have a desire to learn about taxes. So you know what I'm not going to force myself to do? Learn about taxes. I'm not. You know what I manifested? An accountant. Boom. Being able to show up in my business, do what I love, be a successful business owner, have relationships with people who I know and who I can trust in such a vulnerable and important aspect of my life. That's what an interdependent society looks like. With this new moon in Aries, this energy is kind of being amplified. It's understanding, okay, I have all of this passion. I have all of this idea. I have all of these ideas. I have all of these things that I want to do. I want to move forward. I want to get this new cycle started. But it's recognizing I cannot do this on my own, and it shouldn't be expected of you either. So with the new moon forming a square to Pluto in Capricorn, it's not a tight square, meaning the degrees aren't super duper close, but it's so relevant, right? Because Pluto is going to talk about fear. Capricorn is going to talk about tradition. It's the energy of Saturn. It's peer pressure from dead people, aka tradition. And so with this new moon in Aries squaring Pluto and Saturn is an amazing transit. I almost died because it's transiting my third house, but it's such an amazing transit because what this energy is doing is setting us up to experience this death of the old way. It's the death of the tradition, not all tradition ever, but it's the traditions that no longer serve us. That's Pluto. Pluto is change, transformation, it's death, but it's also rebirth, because what does Scorpio show us is that there's no such thing as death. There's no such thing as an ending. It's just transitioning. It's transforming from one thing to the next. So this new moon in Aries is bringing you the ideas. It's bringing you the inspiration. It's bringing you the energy of, okay, this is the new segment of your life. This is what you're wanting to be creating, right? And with this energy squaring Pluto, it's, can you look and can you start to recognize all of the fears that you have don't even belong to you? That's the message. That's the video. All of the fears that you have surrounding your career, surrounding your entrepreneurial ventures, none of those fears are coming from you. It's literally familial, generational, stuff that we are transitioning out of, which is so amazing and so wonderful, because we also have the moon transitioning into Taurus. As the moon moves through Taurus, the moon and Uranus are going to form a conjunction, which is really nice because we've got Uranus and Taurus right now, which is a complete overhaul of our societal values overall. And Taurus energy is your values, it's your money, it's how you make money. And then we also have Saturn and Aquarius. Okay, listen, all I'm gonna say is a lyric from Missy Elliott, because I can't say it any better. Missy Elliott said, girls, get that cash. If it's 9 to 5 or shaking your ass, ain't no shame. Ladies, do your thing. Just make sure you ahead of the game. That's Saturn and Aquarius. That energy, that's Uranus and Taurus. That energy, that's Pluto in Capricorn. All of that energy combined together, that's this Aries new moon. That's it. Girls, get that cash. Period. That's it. That's the message. So, okay, overall, takeaways from all of the funniness aside. Oh my God, this is really just the perfect time. This is really just the perfect time to move forward with your plans and your goals with the feeling of confidence. Right now, what you want to be doing is figuring out, how am I responding when I'm being triggered? How am I responding when I am feeling fear? Because with this Pluto in Capricorn, how do we traditionally respond, culturally respond when we're feeling fear? Pluto is fear, shame, guilt. This is the energy of the 8th house. So what does that tell you? It tells you when we are experiencing fear, shame, and guilt, what do? We hide it away. We put it in the closet. We don't talk about it. We don't have conversations about it. And so what does that do? What do we now know and understand with Saturn in Aquarius? This energy is amazing. We now know, we now understand. Tucking shit away in the closet, hiding our shame, hiding our guilt, pushing that away, whatever you resist persists. We now understand that the way that we've been living, the way that we've been treating each other emotionally, the way that we've been managing our emotions, it's no longer working. It's no longer cutting it. And it was never working, but now we're just really becoming aware of the fact that it's not working. We have an entire generation of people who are just like, we're fucking depressed. Millennials and Generation Z, that's who I'm talking about. And really the people before, but they just weren't really aware of it, right? Because they weren't tapped in. And so they're just giving us the Hamilton look around and how lucky you are to be alive right now. This energy is absolutely amazing. This new moon in Aries is forming a sextile. Is it? Yes. It's forming a very close and tight sextile to Gemini in, yes, to Mars, which is in Gemini. What this means is that this is the greatest time to start having conversations about new projects. This is the time to start signing contracts for new projects. Ooh, especially with the North Node in Gemini right now. This is the perfect time to really start having those conversations about, this is what I want to do in the future. These are the plans that I have, and how can I work with you, and how can I collaborate with you and what you're good at and what you're already doing in that interdependent way. How can we support each other as we both move forward and pursue our dreams and goals? It's really a dream. Teamwork makes the fucking dream work. With Jupiter and Aquarius, Saturn and Aquarius, Aquarius is groups. Aquarius is humanitarianism. So these are really big themes that are on the forefront right now. God damn, this energy, This energy is so good. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this gave you some clarity. If you're not necessarily feeling these things, then maybe it's something to start thinking about having a conversation about. I feel like they would just naturally be coming up for you in your life anyway. Last thing they're saying is like, seriously, all of the fears that you have. Oh, okay. Yes, they're bringing up the point that everything that you're afraid of is something that you've already experienced before. For those of us who are breaking out of generational cycles of poverty and you are terrified of losing all of your money and being poor, that fear comes from, I've already experienced this. Those of you who are afraid of rejection, that fear comes from, I've already experienced this and it feels bad. And so it's starting to recognize that your fear is communicating to you, I'd like to desire. I'm desiring something else. I'm desiring a better feeling experience. And so when you are having those conversations, you're like, I want to start the business. I want to do the thing. And then the fear comes up, Pluto and Capricorn. How am I going to do this? How am I going to sustain this? How am I going to support myself? How am I going to support my family? How am I going to build and create wealth for myself doing this work? It's starting to recognize. Now my thought completely leaving my head. I'm not going to edit this video. Bring it back or I'm going to cut this off. Fear, Pluto, Capricorn, all of your fears coming from something that you've already experienced before. You've already experienced it before. You have a desire. Your fear is communicating to you that you're desiring something else. It's the Abraham Hicks. Which side of the stick are you focusing on? Because you're going to get what you focus on. So instead of focusing on, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be poor, I don't want all of these terrible things to happen, what do you want instead? Instead, what I'd like to experience is more wealth. What I'd like to experience is a feeling of building wealth. I would like to start seeing myself making gradual steps and moving towards wealth with this energy. This is Aries energy. It's cardinal energy. It's forward moving energy. This is the energy of action, you guys. I am naturally glowing and I have on face products, but I'm also like sitting here fucking sweating right now. I am almost done talking. What would you rather experience instead? I would rather be experiencing wealth. My focus is on building wealth. I love and accept the aspect of me that is afraid of experiencing the poverty that I experienced in my childhood. I love and accept the aspect of me that is afraid of me not being able to meet my own needs, like my needs were not easily met in my childhood. Recognizing that, loving and accepting that aspect of yourself, and then being able to sit and say, on the other hand, what I am choosing to create with this Pluto and Capricorn energy, that's the energy of responding when you're in that tradition, when you're doing everything the way that it's been done. With this Pluto Capricorn energy, this could be definitely related to your father, your father's generation, father's side of the family, and how you want to be different from that. Following that tradition, doing everything that was already done. It's following that cycle. No, my mind. I'm not high, you guys. I'm just really excited. And the thought came so fast and then it was gone. I'm done. I've said enough. The messages are done. I'm not recording this again because I'm fucking sweating, you guys. It's so goddamn hot. Okay, what do I have to say? Thank you for watching. I hope that it helped. Comment down below or DM me or email me. Just tell me if it resonated with you, if you have any questions or comments. If you'd like to work with me personally one-on-one, you can also DM me or you can email me. What else? I am also now just open for more public speaking engagement. So I have a whole section on my website about that. If you want to hire me for retreats, or you're a college student and you want me to come and speak at your college, or you are a business owner, you want me to come and speak at your workplace, you can do all that. We can talk about that. Super duper amazing stuff. Okay. I love you guys so much and I'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye.